Hello everyone, my name is Dutchy and welcome to RPG Labs. So today we'll be talking about the new launch trailer. I've watched it in 0.25 speed, so hopefully you guys will learn a little thing from it. Anyway, let's get on with the video from the start. Oh, actually, before I forget, spoilers, obviously. Alright, so we start off the trailer with this little tiny bit of grace that seems to be landing on the player's hand, awakening him for the adventure ahead. Straight away afterwards, the player seems to have woken up and is playing as the vagabond. Then straight away afterwards, we get this beautiful shot of a beautiful light shining on our tarnish. Does this mean we are entering the world of Elden Ring? Now we start coming up to the really cool stuff. For example, this beautiful cliff face over here, except it's not a cliff face, it's actually a dragon's wing, it looks like. Now if we quickly just zoom in over here, you can see that it's actually the dragon's head, so I'm assuming that this is a massive hell dragon that we might have killed, hopefully. And if you would gaze over to the left, you will see this beautiful, beautiful city. Next we move on to a shot where you completely destroy this Black Knight, which is quite nice actually. Just look at that, bam. Easily get off. Now the interesting thing about this is that you actually have a different weapon here. Some sort of torch slash spear, which seems to be pretty effective on horseback. Now I don't think I've ever seen a weapon like this before, but it seems like it's kind of like a torch spear. So anything that's weak to fire, this might be a good weapon. Now we move on this beautiful shot where your character is riding on a tall wall, which I'm just going to assume that he Skyrim this way up. Now, if you look very closely at the player character, you can actually see a new weapon, which is a scythe. Well, I say scythe, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of the hunter pick from Bloodborne. Now we got this little rickety bridge in the background, which I'm kind of wondering, will we be able to destroy this so enemy players or enemies in general will be able to fall down it, just like on Dark Souls. Now, I am also wondering, if we can break it, are we allowed to climb down the wreckage of it and, just like on Dark Souls, be able to get to a new area? Now, straight away after, we get to this beautiful clearing over here, which just looks absolutely amazing. Now, we got a little Erd tree over here, but also in the far left, you can actually see a symbol. Now, this is most likely a boss fight or something like that, just to indicate where it is in the world. Now we come to this beautiful underground city, it looks like, and this is really giving me Bloodborne vibes. Like, just looking at it immediately, just the architecture in general, oh, absolutely gorgeous. And I love Bloodborne, it's my favorite game, so, woo. Now this is actually for the next part of the video, but there is actually a sort of canon in the world, which I'm wondering, will it actually be based over here? Just because, well, as some of you Bloodborne players would know, you can actually get a cannon in Bloodborne, but you can also get a lot of guns, so it would just make sense. And also, you are playing as the Confessor, which is also the one that's actually holding the gun. The Confessor's whole outfit is basically a nod towards Bloodborne as well, so, hey, possibilities. But hey, that's just speculation. This weapon also looks like it's really good against dragons, just because 1, it defends you against the fire, and 2, well, you just see it do massive damage when you actually hit him with it. Now we come over to this guy who's in a chair. He kind of looks like he'll probably be one of those guys who will be carrying item, but I'm not too sure. It also looks like his skin might have been hardened or turned into some sort of stone. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we will see. Now we come over to this beautiful shot right here of one of the castles in the game. This looks like it's actually one of the earlier castles. You can actually see just over here, there's actually a little item that the player can actually grab. Kind of curious what that could be. Now in this little one we have the Tarnish rocking up to a whole bunch of enemies and quickly destroying them with 2 blades. I believe these swords are new, I haven't seen them before, I could be wrong, but they do look pretty damn amazingly cool. I might want to find these and test them out. Now these enemies also remind me quite a lot of the Bloodborne enemies in Hemwick, which carry around a hot kettle prod, I believe it is, and they burn you with it, and they're kind of annoying, but not too hard to deal with. Now we have a shot over here with a trebuchet trying to hit the player. There's actually multiple trebuchets? Yeah, can't say that word properly. But anyway, there's multiple of them, not too sure how many, but it looks like there's a minimum of at least 2. Now this also kind of looks like it leads into a legacy dungeon, which is one of the areas you need to go. So I'm assuming there'll be a big boss in there. But hey, I'm kind of hoping it's gonna be a smaller dungeon anyway, because if that's a smaller dungeon, ooh, we're in for a treat. Now we come to an epic ass boss fight with, I hope I'm saying this correctly, the Conqueror of the Stars, General Dai. Now we have seen this area before where two of the bosses are actually already fighting each other. Except with this one, it looks like General Dai is actually fighting us this time, which is amazing because we also have a brand new weapon which looks to be some sort of lance that's mixed with like barbed wire. I mean, that's pretty damn boss. But also we have a new Ash of War, I believe it looks like, which is a lightning bolt, which, you know, kind of figured they would be having lightning bolts in the game. Kind of wondering if you're getting this from the dragon boss in one of the other trailers. Now we come up to a dragon. Well, actually, it doesn't look like it's actually a dragon. It looks like a snake more than anything. It kind of looks like it's already dead, so I'm wondering what is actually controlling it. It kind of looks like it might be this like parasitic creature that's actually embedded himself into it. If you actually look really closely, it's actually being kind of puppeted with arms. Those tentacly things, well, yeah, they're arms. Crazy. Now we come over to this quite nice image over here. I mean, I say nice, but I just really hope the dog is alright. I mean, it doesn't look like he's breathing or anything like that, so I'm doubting it. Now, I'm really hoping it's not going to be like Dark Souls 1 where we have to kill the doggo because, well, I don't want to do that again. Miyazaki, there's a reason I haven't replayed Dark Souls in a long time, and it's only because of the doggo. I will not kill him anymore! Now we move on to this lady who is brutally murdered onto the ground. Now, I'm not too sure if that's the player character or someone else. But if I had to speculate, I'd say it's someone else that you could probably talk to. Now, this boss fight looks like it might be really easy or really hard. Now, I'm thinking the boss in the middle, which is the shouting dragon boy, he is going to summon, well, actually resurrect all these dragons around him. They also have glowing red eyes just as they start looking at the player. But I think this boss fight might actually be pretty easy because you'll probably just have to kill the big boy in the middle and that's it. So if you can somehow just get around the other dragons, it'll be an easy fight in my opinion. But I could be completely wrong. We don't know yet. Now we get this badass shot of the Tarnish walking straight up to the chair like he just don't care. Now this looks like the same shot as from the cinematic trailer, but I'm not 100% sure because the backgrounds don't fully line up. But then again, this could also just be the game changing a little bit over time. It happens. Now, there's a little bit of a spinning globe here. I kind of wonder if this will show you where something is, like a boss or maybe like some really good items. Or maybe it's just to open up a door. We will see. Now we come to a very suspicious sight. It looks like this could actually be the Elden Ring itself. Now, the weird thing about all of this is that you can obviously, it is broken. But is that Queen Marika? That's my question. Now, straight after that cool thing, we come up to this lobster who just stabs you a whole bunch of times. It's a new enemy, but nothing too interesting. Now we come to this cool ass little carriage which allows you to traverse through the lava. Now, if you look closely to the right over there, there's actually like a little doorway, which I'm wondering if it leads to a secret or maybe it just leads to, I don't know, more lava. Now we come over to this weird place that has all these masks. Now you can actually get a mask like this. So I'm assuming it would probably have something to do with the enemies that you fight with these masks as well. Most likely the same area. Now over here we have a pretty weird one. It kind of looks like she might have either absorbed your power. Now I don't know if this is voluntary or if you got tricked into it. But I reckon let's keep a close eye on her. Now I'm wondering if this is also one of the endings. You can see the grace leaving yourself, so maybe you are replenishing the grace of the world with your own grace. Now this one just looks like it's straight out of Dark Souls. It's like you're lighting the new flame, but yeah, I'm assuming this might be another ending, or maybe some sort of magic. Now we're going to be moving on to this epic ass fight over here. Now I think this might be one of the last fights. It also kind of looks like it might correlate to that moon from before with all the stars in the background and stuff like that. This could be a completely different area, but I don't think it is. Now this is the round table. It's going to be your hub area in the game, sort of like Firelink Shrine or the Hunter's Dream. Now you'll be able to talk to a lot of NPCs here as well. And then we move on to the Two Fingers. These Two Fingers are actually part of a faction in the game. Not too sure if you'll be able to join them or anything like that, but they will play a pretty big role in the world. And that's the whole trailer basically. Well, if you guys enjoyed it, let me know. And also let me know if I missed anything, because I'm sure there's tiny little details that you guys would have easily picked up and you're like, how did he not see that? But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You guys have a good one, eh? And bye!